Recently, Donny Deutsch went on to Real Time with Bill Maher and he stated, "Oh, we don't want to be effing Denmark," when he was talking about Medicare for all, and he said we were going to lose. Let me let you hear what it sounded like.
I'll tell you one thing, though. You tell 160 million Americans that they can't choose their private insurance, you're going to lose an election.
Right.
And these people are smoking crack. Forget about not even being able to pay for $34 trillion. My grandfather was a cop, okay? And my mother was a school teacher, and they worked really hard to put me in a position where I can buy the kind of insurance I want. And if I can't, or the people on this panel, I can't buy it for my children, we are going backwards. We're fucking Denmark, okay?
It is great when you get a response from somebody who Donny Deutsch should understand. The message came from a Djaffar Shalchi, a Danish millionaire and founder of Human Act. And this is a letter that he wrote to Donny Deutsch. Mr. Deutsch, I noticed with interest your comments regarding healthcare and wealth on Bill Maher's show last week. It's not often that my home country of effing Denmark gets compared to the United States, let alone so colorfully. You said, my grandfather was a cop, okay? My mother was a school teacher and they worked really hard to put me in a position where I can buy the kind of insurance I want. If I can't buy it for my children, we're going backwards, we're effing Denmark. Let's set aside your choice to highlight the modest careers of your grandfather and your mother while neglecting to mention your father's success as the founder of a large advertising agency. I'm sure it's not your intention to misrepresent the privilege into which you were born. And good for you for appreciating how your takeover of your father's business at age 32, 20 years after he founded it, did indeed put you in a position to buy the best insurance available. It's important, isn't it, to give credit where credit is due. Unfortunately, not everyone is born into such privilege. Forgive me if I misunderstood, but I interpreted your comments to suggest that you believe the unfortunate souls who were not put as you were in a position are not entitled to a quality health care coverage. I disagree with that notion, but luckily for you, the way that the United States has chosen to structure its healthcare system guarantees they will not receive it. Problem solved. Now, back to effing Denmark. Given your comments, I can only believe that you have never set foot in my wonderful country and are perhaps misinformed about our healthcare system. Please allow me to enlighten you. In effing Denmark, we spend almost half as much per capita on healthcare as the United States. Despite our lower level of spending, our life expectancy is higher, our infantry mortality is lower, and our overall health is much better than the United States. In effing Denmark, we deliver high-quality, universal healthcare to each and every citizen, unlike the United States, which offers a for-profit consumer choice system that leaves millions of your people choosing to be uninsured and hundreds of thousands of others choose to be both insured and bankrupt. You say that your family worked hard to put you in your position. So did mine. So did mine. I was born in Iran in 1961. My family moved to effing Denmark when I was a child. After a series of rejected immigration applications, forced separations, and the turmoil in my birth country pushed my family to our limits, I finished my education here, married a beautiful Danish girl, and had 2 amazing children and built my fortune as a self-employed entrepreneur. I am now a multimillionaire like you. While your good fortune began with your father's success, I credit my good fortune to effing Denmark and its robust, inclusive social system that values quality and opportunity for everyone. Unlike the United States, my country has embraced an advanced social tax system that requires people like me to pay substantial and increasingly progressive levels of tax. The people of effing Denmark use these funds to invest in people of effing Denmark. Our tax revenues give everyone health care, education, and a strong social support system, among other things. And by the way, I never worry about buying the kind of care I want for my children because effing Denmark gives it to them. Perhaps that is why when one compares our great nations, we find that Danes are much happier than Americans and that our social mobility is markedly better than it is in the land of the American dream. But don't take my word for it or rely on pesky facts that prove it. Instead, come to effing Denmark and see for yourself a happy and healthy society funded in part by hefty taxes on millionaires like you and me. Consider this your official invitation to visit me in effing Denmark. If you are available to travel to Copenhagen from December 8th to December 10th, you will also have the chance to meet a group of American millionaires who have a different view of things than you do. The patriotic millionaires will be joining me to discuss setting up a global network of millionaires who want to include everyone in the bright future ahead. Like me, they are pleased to invest in programs that help everyone, our children, our children's children, even someone else's children. Mr. Deutsch, please join us. I believe you could learn a lot from our discussion. Perhaps you will even find a way to use your immense privilege and national platform to help your country become just a bit more like effing Denmark. Warm regards, Djaffar, Shalchi. That was the excellent letter for any particular American who just is so selfish that they cannot see the merits of Medicare for all, something that's executed in other countries and that protects its citizens, that ensure they don't go bankrupt, and that makes life worth living without the stresses that we have here in the United States from a corrupt, evil medical insurance complex that kills.